I have over $30,000 worth of product on a ship coming from China to the US right now. I've literally been having a panic attack all day long. I genuinely don't know what I'm going to do. I don't understand how Trump is able to just say tariffs on China are going to be over 100%. And he's not even giving any time for business owners to like make adjustments or cancel orders. Like, I paid for this product months ago and it has been on a ship for weeks. Like, I can't just on a dime say, never mind, take it back. I already paid for the fabric. I already paid to make them have the product. I just like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, is this product just going to arrive in the US and they're going to say, you owe us another $30,000 in tariffs? Because I don't have that. I don't have that. So what do? Do I send the product back, but then I don't have any product to sell, which means the business is over, and I would have to pay for shipping, which would be several thousand more dollars to send the product back to China. I just feel so angry. Like, I have worked so f***ing hard to start my own business and live the American dream. And, you know, I was so burnt out in corporate America, and I just wanted to be able to do my own thing and start my own business and take a chance on myself. And now it seems like that's just over. Like, I'm just going to lose tens of thousands of dollars. I don't know what to say. I'm just genuinely in shock, and I don't know what to do. I literally have no words.
President Trump has started showing his true colors, and his supporters are not happy about it. No Social Security, no Medicaid, no food stamps, and even no free school lunches for kids anymore. This is what President Trump is trying to do to us all.
Y'all effed up. Y'all effed up bad. And the best part about it, we're not even 2 weeks in, and it's already being felt so deeply by so many of you. Now, the funny part is, there's a lot of you out there that are going to be too fucking proud to admit that. There's going to be so many of you out there that still want to like ride on this until the wheels fall off no matter what, because the last thing you would ever do while you're breathing is admit that you were wrong. But you were wrong. And we see you. We see you. You can sit there and try to like overcompensate for it by being extra loud or by saying, oh my God, this is all wins. I love him. He's doing everything we voted for. This is what we wanted. Okay. You can keep telling us that when I know a bunch of you, if you're not already, you will be soon going home at night crying and getting all worried sick because you notice that grocery prices aren't actually going down, and the very benefits that you use or people that you love use are actually starting to get taken away. He played you like a damn fiddle and you let him.
Okay, y'all, I never thought I'd say this, but here in Huntsville, Alabama, we are certainly regretting our votes for Trump now. Look, y'all, we just got this letter from the electric company that says because of a Trump executive order rolling back Biden-era legislation that our electric bill is going to go up $100 a month because of what Trump did. Now, this man ran on bringing prices down for us, bringing grocery prices down, bringing energy costs down, housing, insurance, and none of that has happened at all. This is literally crazy. I mean, it's almost like the Democrats were telling the truth the whole time and the Republicans have just been lying nonstop. This letter has me so pissed off that I'm never going to vote Republican again.
Happy Valentine's Day from a pissed off veteran who did not fuck around but is still having to find out. Today's a regular day for me. Took my kids to school. I'm at work, but I'm waiting to hear if my husband is losing his job or not. And to add on top of that, on Tuesday, he's supposed to go on parental leave. So you see all 4 car seats there? Yeah, we're getting a foster care placement. So we'll have 4 little kids in our home. And he's going to take a little bit of leave to make sure they integrate well into our home, set them up for success, and get them set up in school. But instead, today, we're waiting to find out if he's losing his job solely because he's a probationary federal employee who has been at his job for less than a year, despite having great performance reviews. What was he doing before that year working for the federal government? He was an officer in the United States Army for 8 years. Before that, he went to the United States Military Academy at West Point. So his whole adult life, he has served our country. Then he became a disabled veteran, and he continued to work for the government to continue to try and serve our country. But he's been in that role for less than a year. So we're waiting to see, will he have a job or not by the end of the day? And we're the lucky ones, because I have a great job. We have savings. We have other streams of income, including this, so thank you for watching. We'll be fine. He'll find another job. But that's the sad part. We're the lucky ones. And we didn't fuck around. But we're having to find out.
When they came for people of color, you said nothing. When they came for immigrants, you said nothing. When they came for gay people, you said nothing. When they came for trans people, you said nothing. When they came for women, you said nothing. When they came for children, you said nothing. But now that it's finally affecting your friends, your family, yourself, your husband, now you want to say something? Because obviously you can't have any empathy, unless it actually affects you. You keep saying that leftists are too emotional, they're snowflakes, that they have too much emotion for people. Have you ever thought about the fact that maybe you just don't know what empathy is? Maybe it's because you've never been loved in your life, so you don't know how to have compassion for other people. Maybe the radicalized people, the people who are too woke, maybe they just have kindness in their hearts.
So last night we closed our US website, so we're not accepting orders from the USA at the moment. Hopefully this is just temporary, but it was something, like, it was a really hard decision to make, but it was one that I just had to make. When tariffs went over 100% on Chinese made goods into the US yesterday, I was like, well, literally we can't make any money. So we make our product in China, so it's full of bust swimwear. It's like basically like a bra. It's got underwire, power mesh. We do 66 bra sizes. It's like really, really technical and really good quality. And I have not been able to find anyone else that has the expertise to make it to this standard, let alone make it, to be honest. Like, no one wants to do underwire swimwear. Like, it's way too complicated. And it's not super efficient on a production line. But like, we've got our supplier who we've got a really good relationship in China. They're so good. They're like the experts. And so our goods are made there. So once they get to the US, if tariffs are over 100%, if we're paying the duties, like we're covering that cost, we're having to pay. So if a bikini top is $100, it gets to the US and tariffs are, say, 105%. We have to pay $105 to the US government. So literally we just wiped all our revenue. Like, it's just, so yesterday I just had to make that call. I was like, well, it's a no-brainer. I'm turning off the website.
Our new trade policy will also be great for the American farmer. I love the...
No, the hell he doesn't. During the last trade war, we saw an increase in farm bankruptcies. We lost 90% of our soybean sales the week the tariffs went on. And that was just playing FAFO in one country. Now the whole world's tariff. I dropped my phone. Soybeans are currently down 28 today. Corn was leaking lower about 5 to 7 cents, and now it's looking at like it's 2 to 1 penny across the board. Crude's down to $61.99, which means no drill, baby, drill. Live cattle are down 4, feeder are down 6. Hogs are down 3, cotton's down almost 3, and the dollar can't decide if it wants to be weaker or stronger. Trump doesn't love the American farm. He doesn't understand how tariffs work.
I don't care what the man did. I just want to be able to afford groceries. And he said he's going to drop prices so fast our heads are going to spin. Oh man, you liberals will just never be happy. He's only been president for a month. You just wait. Those prices are going to drop. I mean, I don't care if I have to pay more for groceries. I think it's patriotic to have to pay more for groceries. If you don't want to pay more for groceries, then you should just get out. I mean, who cares if the stock market is crumbling and almost every single item that I buy is going to go up 10%? It's not like anybody promised me prices were going to drop. Stupid liberals.
Literally nobody can tell me that we are not in a constitutional crisis right now. Like, this is freaking insane. Trump has just been caught on a hot mic, and he was saying that he wants to deport homegrown U.S. citizens that have committed crimes that are in prison in America because they were born here and they committed crimes. He wants El Salvador to build more prison systems at the Secot terrorism facility for American citizens to be sent there. This is absolutely against the Constitution. American citizens, no matter what they have done, cannot legally be sent anywhere else or deported anywhere else. They are by law required to be housed and given due process and kept on American soil, no matter what they have done. I mean, there are people all the time that are charged wrongfully for crimes, and there's no telling how many people that are charged wrongfully for crimes will be sent to El Salvador. And once they are sent there, we have already seen it. they will not ever be able to come back. What is happening to Kilmar Abrego Garcia will happen to them. Even if they are shown and found to be wrongfully convicted, they will not be sent back, just like they are trying to do with Kilmar Abrego Garcia. We cannot be silent about this. These are still humans. This is absolutely against the Constitution, and if he can get away with this, then he can get away with anything. And who's to say that he won't try to not give due process, and that anybody that he determines as a criminal could be sent to El Salvador? People that speak out against him, you never know. With how this administration is acting, I would not put anything past them, because they are corrupt to the most extreme degree. We are seeing it now. We are seeing it play out with what they have done to Kilmar.
Well, for the first time ever, I regret voting Republican. Lost my job today. Was cut out by Doge. I'd had that job for 20 years. I was part of the Piper study. It's and we were so close to solving this, and now it's I guess we will never know. It's I mean, we were studying the best way to pickle peppers and how many peppers can you get in a peck? We may never know. We just may never know now. It's I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Hey, Tariff Trump, since everything just went up 25%, I have a question. What happened to this campaign promise? What happened to this campaign promise? All across Pennsylvania, every highway was dotted with these signs. You said Trump low prices. Now Tariff Trump just raised all prices 25%. What happened? J.D. Vance stood in grocery stores and said egg prices up. What happened? What happened to promises made, promises kept? You're giving a speech tonight. You're going to stand in front of all of Congress. You're going to stand in front of all those Republican congressmen. You're going to stand in front of Dave McCormick and other senators, and you're going to say promises made, promises. This was everywhere in Pennsylvania. It's a swing state. You promised us low prices. Everything just went up 25%. You promised us higher stock market. Stock market's down 5%. There are percentages everywhere that are dropping. What happened to this campaign promise, Trump? Tariff Trump, what happened? We want to tell you thank you. We want to tell the Republican congressman thank you. But they're no longer doing town halls because they're saying that the constituents that are showing up are all paid protesters or secret Democrats. I want to know what happened. What happened to this campaign promise? Tariff Trump, please. I just want to say thank you for the campaign promises.
An American citizen got deported. They thought he was an illegal immigrant, and now he's in prison in another country. And any Republican who's trying to justify and saying this is okay, it's not. We got to do better. We're past the point of saying, hey, Kamala, could have did worse. Like, we get it. Like, 7 out of 7 swing states agrees with MAGA. Like, and you're talking to a huge Donald Trump supporter, a huge Republican. But unfortunately, this nightmare that this guy's living in, if it's happened to him, it's probably happened on a widespread scale. Unfortunately, we don't know about those guys. We only know about this guy. So yeah, we can fix this guy, but what about the future people? It's very, very sad. It's heartbreaking. We got to do better, Like, we're past the whole Democrats, blaming the Democrats. Like, let's be critical of our own party. This can never, ever, ever happen again. And we got to solve this now.
So in the latest saga of FAFO news, a Cuban pro-Trump supporter. I mean, from what I'm hearing, this guy, you couldn't convince him that Trump was not going to do him wrong. Anyway, he pushed for Cubans to vote for Trump. And he pushed and he pushed. And obviously it worked because Trump's in office. Anyway, I'm laughing because you can't make this shit up. He got arrested. And According to the customs website, you could look it up. His name is Hector Luis Valdez Cucho, or something like that. Anyway, is being processed to be deported back to Cuba. Oh, you just can't convince these people that this guy does not care. I'm sure there's more to come. So have fun, everybody.
My question to you is why? Why do you want Americans to do these jobs? I'm not even joking, all right? My entire family is blue collar immigrants. They all came down from Montreal in the 1940s, couldn't speak a word of English, but they came down here to work in the fabric mills here in Rhode Island because they were working on farms and they were poor in Montreal and they wanted their kids to get a better education. So they started working in fabric mills, dirty, dangerous, back-breaking work. My Pepe got his fucking eye knocked out of his skull. Had a glass eye my entire life because it got knocked out by a weaving machine. Sounds great, right? Let's have more people do that. But anyway, so fast forward, their kids had a better education, but a lot of them still worked doing factory work. They all worked for GM. They worked out. My one uncle worked for Electric Boat, working very hard, making fucking cars and submarines, working third shift, backbreaking, exhausting, physically taxing work. They were considered good jobs at the time, though, because they were union jobs, and they were doing them so they could what? Make a better life for their kids and send their kids to college so their kids wouldn't have to work in a goddamn factory. Is this what you want? Is this now what we want for our kids? We want our kids to grow up and get a good education so they can work in a shower curtain mill. Is that what you want? You want your daughter to do well in school so she can go make toothbrushes. This is what you're talking about. And not only that, all the jobs left because capitalists who own the corporations didn't like all the what? Regulations and all the what? Unions. So now what you're saying is you want your kids to go work in a toilet brush factory with no regulations and no unions.
We are possibly going to lose our farm if NRCS doesn't hold up their contract with us on the EQIP program. So the reason that they're not able to hold up the contract is our EQIP program, which is cost sharing on fences, waters, a well, and some seedings, was funded by the Inflation Reduction Act. Because of the executive orders, there's a pause or a freeze on the funding through the Inflation Reduction Act, and they're not able to pay out on the stuff that we completed or anything going forward. But the issue I have is I've already done a bunch of the work, already paid for the material, already paid for the labor, so I'm out all that cost, and I use my farm operating expenses in order to do those projects, because per contract, I knew that I was going to get cost sharing refunds on the stuff once completed, but now that it's completed, they're saying that they're unable to provide the funds because of the freeze on the Inflation Reduction Act funds. So I reached out to a couple different senators and Congress people. So I reached out to Ann Wagner's office. I have not heard back from them. I reached out to Josh Hawley's office. I have heard back from him. Not from him personally, but from his office. And they are looking into it because they said that this should not be happening. The intention was not to take away the funding from the farmers, but doing the Inflation Reduction Act, cutting those costs, then it's also taken away from the programs that those programs helped out. So It's in the works, but what I need from you guys is if you could please share this, tag your representatives, tag your senators. I need to get some ground on this because I'm not the only one this is affecting. So there are other farmers in the comments saying that they're in the same boat that I'm in because they signed these contracts, and the contracts, even like, so whenever I looked into the contract, I made sure that that funding was set aside. It wasn't funding that, oh, we hope it's there whenever it's done. I made sure that that funding was set aside so that way before I made these business decisions, I knew that funding was there per contract. So they're backing out on the contract because they don't have the funding. They can't release the funds. So please tag the representatives. Please tag the senators. I need to get some ground on this. We need to help me and other farmers out. We've got to get this funding paid out. I don't care if they don't do it in the future. The problem is there was contracts in place. Multiple farms made business decisions, and multiple farms are going to sink if we don't get traction on this and get those funds unfrozen.
This is so crazy that we voted for Trump. We trust him with the word that he promised us Latinos. This is crazy that starting next week, multiple cities will be hitting immigration. That is so crazy that multiple people are scared to go to work. Where I work at, a lot of Latinos did not go to work. And that's crazy because we have a living too. I hate that I voted for him. And now I'm so scared for my family and y'all family. Y'all, we need to come together and do something about this.